I sat in on a service plan meeting for a student with autism that is in my class. The meeting was to assess the student's achievement of previous goals set and discuss what changes needed to be made to update those goals. Some of the goals that were addressed are social communication, making inference, reading comprehension, retelling and sequencing, and pragmatics, meaning coping behaviors and calming behaviors in regards to the student's emotional control. As the primary educator of this student, I had insight I could bring into this meeting, as well as provide any feedback through my own observations. My goal in this meeting was to observe Judy Chen, the principal of the school. She's worked with this family and has observed this student over several years. She brings experience and knowledge to the table that I do not have. This is a type of formative assessment that is an ongoing assessment and can help form appropriate curriculum for the student. It is similar to an IEP or Individualized Education Program. For students receiving special education services, progress monitoring is a way to uphold tenets of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act by aligning goals and objectives in individualized education programs with performance and progress in the general curriculum. The results of this assessment came from observations that were made of the student throughout her daily life, both in and out of the classroom. Obie and Sapp define assessment as a process of collecting information about individuals or groups for the purpose of making decisions. In education, assessment ordinarily refers to testing, interviewing, and observing students. This is key to enabling any student with a learning disability to accomplish their goals and stay on track with the rest of their class. These types of assessments can also help the educator know the right direction to move forward and help the student improve. Knowing where students are in the curriculum and what they need next is a key focus of assessment. Such knowledge is critical for differentiating instruction to meet the range of needs students bring to the classroom. For this particular family, the goals seem to be more social than academic. Regardless, both the parent and educators agree that she is able to keep up with the general curriculum of the class if given specific areas of grace. In discussing the strategies of assessment for this student, I realized as the educator how helpful these meetings are in order to align myself and my teaching with the aim of the family. As we come together and discuss observations of the student, there is understanding that comes from all parties. Sometimes if it is only some strategies that have worked at home that could be implemented into the classroom. There's a level of cooperation between the educators and the family that makes teaching the student easier. I do agree with the method of ongoing observation and discussion in regards to this student. I found it helpful to hear feedback from both the family and the principal. Some of the observations of the student at home have provided insight into keeping the student motivated within the classroom. For example, she really enjoys reading Star Wars, and this could be used as an external motivation technique once she has finished work in class. I agree with the information that was discussed within this meeting because of the necessity and goals that the family, school staff, and myself are wanting to accomplish. This type of formative assessment allows for everyone involved to take record of what is happening in the student's life and approach the solution from a holistic perspective. Obie and Sapp explain that teachers will always be involved in making judgments and decisions about student performance. Teachers must teach and assess students using authentic assessment instruments. This quote sheds some light on the reality of what it means to be a teacher. In this moment, the parent had the opportunity to be encouraged by her daughter's progress based on her teacher's judgments. The teacher, myself, was able to pull from the parent's knowledge for practical strategies and ideas on how to handle emotional meltdowns with the student. As we make judgments in regards to the student's success, I think there's more that could be done to help the student succeed. The student has gone through some diagnostic assessment in the past, but one key point that was brought up was in regards to the student's ability to grasp reading comprehension. In the last service plan meeting, the goal of grasping this concept was set. To the dismay of everyone in the room, the student had made almost no progress in this area. I would recommend a diagnostic assessment of a psychological evaluation to assess if there is a processing error that is occurring. From my understanding, the student couldn't connect ideas together, even if the answer is clearly on the page. The principal recommended trying a strategy of highlighting ideas that go together to see if the student could then identify what was happening in the story and put the concept together. My hope is that this would be a type of assessment to pinpoint what is happening and how the teacher can improve her lesson plans. One thing I found particularly interesting was a discussion in regards to handling the student's emotional instability. During the meeting, the mother expressed her desire to teach her daughter techniques and skills to help cope with her emotions that would outlast her 7 hours in the classroom each day. Upon discussion with Judy, I brought this topic to light and pointed out the difficulty of helping the student navigate the physical development stage her body was in. Drawing on her many years as a teacher, Judy explained that the student is a prepubescent stage of development. Her hormones are raging and her emotions are unstable, apart from her learning disability. The two together have created a challenging stage of life that we are walking through with the student. Upon further discussion, Judy explained that one of the most important things I can do as her teacher is to provide a safe place for the student to grow and navigate these uncharted emotions and thoughts.